Hiya, my name's James. I'm here with the Stupid Cake Company at the Edge Gym up on the Wyre Business Park in Horsforth. We're making some protein flapjacks today, a healthy alternative to your tasty treat. We're going to go through a list of the ingredients. What we've got here, starting off with raisins, flaxseed for some fibre, honey for a little bit of sweetness to bind it together, dark chocolate, make sure it's dark chocolate, over to some oats, gluten-free oats. We have our protein powder here, cinnamon for a little bit of sweetness and to balance out the sugar in the honey, apples for a little bit of taste, and we're using butter here, but it'd be advisable to use some coconut oil in that case.
Okay, fine.
Right, we're going to put the coconut oil or butter into the bowl. Diced up our apples here, nice and fine because you don't want them too crunchy. Bob a cup full of oats in with your butter or coconut oil, like I said, preferably coconut oil. And we're going to heat that through with some of the honey. So we want a good drizzle of honey because we want to make it nice and tasty and bind it together. That should be enough. So get that in the microwave for about 30 seconds, something like that. Give it a stir and then put it back in the microwave for another 10-15 seconds. Or if you've got it on the hob, get it on the hob and melt it. Right, our mixture is now melted. It's started to bind together. As you can see, it's gone a little bit darker. To that we're going to add our apple. Should have finely diced it. Again, like I said, you want to keep it fairly small. Get them thrown in. Don't lose any. Then we're going to add our protein powder. A good scoop or so. You can use any flavour you want. I recommend chocolate or anything other than that. Next we're going to add cinnamon. This is going to give it a little bit of taste for the apples. So a good sprinkle of cinnamon. And then we're going to mix it all up. Once we've mixed it all up, give it a good mix round, get it on your baking tray and pat it down nice and flat. Okay, before we get it on the baking tray, we're going to add some raisins and about a teaspoon of flaxseed, just grind it all together again. This should be our finished article. Give it a good stir up, get it all mixed in, get everything coated. And then we're going to put it out onto a greased baking tray. That'll stop it sticking, so we'll get it turned out on there. There's plenty here, this should make quite a few. Depending on how hungry you are, as to how thick you make it. So you don't want to melt like that, just flatten it out. Get it right to the edges. There we go. Next step, get rid of your mucky stuff. Get another piece of greaseproof paper. Start to flatten it down. And what we'll do is take one of our books from the shelf, a nice heavy book. Perfect. Try not to let them drop. And we're just going to squash it down so it all goes nice and flat. And then we can cut it up into nice squares. There we go, once it's pressed down, we're good to go. Get that in the oven. Wants to go in the oven for about 10 minutes with a few chocolate shavings on top of it. Get it out of the oven, let it cool down, bob it in the fridge for an hour or so, let it cool, and then we can cut it up into lovely rectangular pieces and it should be nice and tasty for you to get your treat on and in a healthy way. Alright?